Welcome, everybody, to another episode of ArmTalk. I'm your host, Jody Williams, and tonight I got two ladies who will meet for the first time December 7th at the Washington State Championships in Vancouver, Washington. Katie, Henke, welcome to the show.
Hello.
Elizabeth Mocek, welcome to the show.
Hi.
Now, ladies, as you know, I'm one of the guys, not the guy, but one of the guys that I try so hard to promote women's arm wrestling, get it out there. So I figured, okay, well, since your match came out first, let's go ahead and get you on there. So welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So tell me, what's been going on with you two as far as training, arm wrestling, this, that, and the other? Obviously, you two ladies are on two different levels, and I don't mean as disrespect, but you got one who's on a bigger stage than most, and then you got another person creeping up quietly, just creeping up. So tell me, what's going on? Katie, I'll give you the floor first.
Just trying to stay consistent with training. Just practice every week, and then I get at least one or two other table times a week. Mm-hmm. I'm focusing more on table time than lifting. I do lift, but if I lift too much, I'm getting older. So if I lift too much, I hurt too much, and I only want to hurt so much. So I have to schedule it in not as often as I would want, but I do a lot more technical, situational training on the table.
Got it. Elizabeth, you're a little different because unlike Katie, you don't train with a team. It's basically you, yourself, and I. So
mostly. My guy though, Kalen, he told me he's back up and running. So
okay.
Get some table time in at least weekly. And then I recently am traveling to Louisiana, so I am getting some table time in. I'm trying.
Okay, because one thing we do know, you are in fact getting the gym time in. So that I do understand because it's man, whether it be today's back day, we're gonna go ahead and do that. Today is pronation day. So you pick. Is it true that you pick one body part and you just go all at it? Is that how we do?
No.
No. Okay. I mean, that's what I'm asking.
No, it's I rotate like everybody else. I think I'm right there with Katie. I'm starting to hurt, so I have to rotate large muscle groups, and then while I'm doing that, I'm always hitting something arm wrestling related in the gym, like a movement. And so I'm getting a little bit, like I was telling Devin with my last match, is I'm getting a little bit of something every day.
Right.
It's just a little different training.
Yeah. Best of 5, left-handed, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So tell us, what makes this match unique for the two of you?
Well, this is only my second super match ever. I just had my first against Stephanie Spencer in San Diego.
Congratulations to that.
Oh, thank you. I guess it's special for me because it's someone who's so well known and such a good arm wrestler. I mean, as far as I can tell. I mean, I'm just telling you what I can see. So and I've pulled a lot of great arm wrestlers, right? But I've never had a super match against someone of this caliber puller. And so I'm taking it really seriously, and I'm give it my best. I'm not saying that I'm going to win, because I never say I'm going to win, because I don't go in with a big head, because it backfires. When you go in saying, "Oh, I got it 100%, it's me," then it's like. At least in my experience.
You gotta change that. Change it.
Me?
Yes.
No, I don't change that. No. I mean, I could go in being all like, "Yeah, it's me. I'm the shit." But it doesn't fit me. It's fake to me. For me, it's fake. Some people can do it really well, and maybe I could be like that badass, but I think I'd rather be like in a movie or something as a badass. In real life, I'm trying to be as humble as I can in all situations, and I don't take anybody for granted. I don't care who you are. If I grip up with you, if I grip up with you every time, it doesn't matter who you are. You might as well be Barbora. Like, that's what I do when I get to the table. Like, it doesn't matter to me. So I don't know what the question was anymore, but that was my answer.
Well, okay. So, like, let me ask you this question, Elizabeth. So, it's left hand. Now, you're known for your right hand, correct?
I don't get the same question.
No, I'm going to get to that. So go ahead. You go. Same thing to you. Go ahead.
No. What were you saying, Joey? I'm sorry. What was your next question? I'm so sorry.
Well, what I was going to say is that, left-handed, what brings you to this match? Let us know. Because right hand is your dominant hand. We all know where that hand goes. But this is left hand, so enlighten us.
You sure that the right's my dominant, Jody?
Well, hey, so on the bigger stage, I ain't never seen you pull left.
You talking to Jody? You talking to me?
Yeah.
I hear it. I hear the message.
No, I'm saying no. I didn't mean anything by that.
I don't care. Whatever.
I think this match is like really special because it's been in the works with Katie and I since May.
At least.
Yeah. And that it was kind of like a mutual respect, and that we wanted to Katie wanted to test her strength, and I wanted to test kind of where I was in the higher weight class. And so like it's just kind of it's mutually agreed upon, and like let's see where we're at. It's left-handed, and Katie's comfortable with her left. I know she's a beast on the table. I watched her a couple of her matches. So, and what's great about this?
Nothing. I got nothing, man.
It was just the respect, really, because like even before, like I told Katie, like I'm hurt, I'm down, and she waited patiently. Was like, you know what? Like I told her, I was like, I'm going to tell you for sure on this day whether I can do this or not, whether I can pull this off. And she gave me that space and like mutual respect. I think that's important in a matchup. So.
And I respect the both of you as far as, when it comes to super matches, you really don't get that as much anymore. Like a mutual agreement. Like there's no added stuff to it. Like, let's put down $500 or, hey, let's put your ranking up for grabs or things like that. A lot of times you don't get that anymore. It's a breath of fresh air when you have that, because, and we'll use Liz as an example on an international level. You've been to some of the bigger events, you've been to East First West, and it's like, okay, you pull top contenders, and now the fact that, what, out of respect and to see where Katie is, yeah, I'll go ahead. We'll go ahead and do that left-handed just to see what's up. And, Liz she knows how to train for super matches, whereas Katie, correct me if I'm wrong, because this is your second ever, this is still kind of new for you, correct?
Yeah, and something happened to my lighting. So one of my lights went out. That's what happened. Sorry. Yeah, this is my I'm here. I'm on the interview. I'm paying attention. Yeah, this is my second one. So as far as what I do, I don't know. I mean, I just get up there and arm wrestle, and if it doesn't work out the first round, I do something different the second, I guess.
Well, you also got to realize too that, when you train for super match, it's a lot different training as you were for a tournament. Can you agree? Do you agree or disagree?
I don't know. Nah. I mean, it's the same opponent, so you have to be able to adjust in between, but you have to adjust in a tournament too. But that's my opinion.
There's no wrong answer to this because everyone has different opinions when it comes to that. So there's no wrong answer. What do you think, Liz?
I'm trying to think how to answer this. Like I would have said before that there's no difference, but recently, if I'm really taking stock in like all the super matches I've had this past year, it's like my mindset is probably different.
Okay. How so?
Where like I'm zoning in, I can't, like I feel like I'm a little more distracted during a tournament. Does that make sense? Like
well, so like enlighten us. How so?
Like crowd environment, refs, constantly changing brackets, who's up next, who wins. You're constantly watching, whereas like you can be completely focused on your opponent, and you can study it beforehand, and you can come in with a game plan and execute that plan. Whereas the tournament, it's kind of, I know that to some extent you can plan it out, but it's really anyone's game. If you have an upset, then you better figure it out.
Yeah, it can be a crapshoot where, and tell me if this, makes sense. Whereas you go to a tournament, as far as styles go, I got to hit that bullseye every single time. Whereas, at a super match, okay, I got one person to focus on, right? And then it's like, okay, if plan A doesn't work, I can always go plan B, where you might not get that same advantage as a tournament because now you pull somebody different style, different setup. They may grip up and give you different pressures, things like that. So, I mean, tell me, does that make sense?
Well, yeah, because you have more rounds too. Like if I lose, let's say Katie takes me the first round, like, okay, now I know she's got now I know that she's got some oomph in that, and I'm like, all right, shit. Well, now I gotta get behind my shoulder, like. Whereas before in a tournament, I'm like, well, now I'm down one. If I get out again up the B side, like it's it for me. So
yeah, I see that. Plus, when you go to a tournament, it's like, I mean, there's a whole bunch of different. You don't know who's going to be there all the time because only like a quarter of, in my opinion, okay, and only like a quarter of the women ever RSVP to these tournaments. Okay, they just show up. You're just like, who's going to be there? I don't know, but we know it's going to be XYZ. They never RSVP, but they're always there. And so, but at a super match, like you said, who it's going to be. It's like a defined target, right? Like with a tournament, it could be any one of these 10 women that show up with 10 different things you have to battle, and 10 different, what's the word? 10 different things you have to deal with. But one person, it's like, they might have different skills, but they're one person. So it's not like it's going to be easier, but it's a defined, exactly who your opponent is for sure. 100%.
Right. Okay. And I got to ask this question. I always ask this question. It seems like I've asked you before, Liz. Kate, I've asked you before, but months have went on since I've asked that question. So here it is. And we got ladies in the chat. Amanda's in the house. Sarah's in the house. Even my man Paul Stevens in the house. Don't forget to hit that like button, y'all. Now, and don't forget to ask questions. We got 6 people watching. Be sure to ask questions. Now, what do you think is the thing that can draw the ladies to these events? Like, what can we do? Like, for example, anytime you go to
look at Elizabeth's face.
All right, so like,
I love it. We're both like,
because seriously, for example, Tim, anytime you go Arm Sports Entertainment, right? Then, hey, ladies pull for free, and that's just him saying, okay, this is what I'm gonna do for y'all. But for somehow it's just you don't get the numbers you think you should get, or hey, ladies, let's challenge ourselves. Because I'm telling you right now, the array of talent that Tim's bringing his events, ladies should come. And I understand. I mean, finances play a factor into that. Time off work plays a factor. I get all that too. What do you think we can do to make this thing work?
I've actually changed my opinion on this, or maybe added something recently. And I think, Jody, you and I have had some talks where it's like, yes, you're right. There's caliber there. Tim's bringing the caliber, but I think like we're doing with Katie, I think these girls also need to build their confidence up, and they need these super matches.
Right.
And it's not really fair to them to be like, oh, well, you've never had the opportunity to be on the stage. You never had the opportunity to do super matches, but you're going to go up against Carolina, this, I don't even want to get the amount of world titles wrong, but I think it's like 9, like this world champion to pull you, and you're supposed to put up your own money. We need to build them up first. Right. If that makes sense.
No, I get, what do you think, Katie?
I don't think that's correct about the comment Amanda made. But,
and ladies get paid at Tim's tournament.
We get.
I don't know about this tournament.
3 entries, which is kind of like getting paid.
Yeah, kind of. If you look at it that way, kind of, sort of.
You're not losing the money. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they do pay. I don't know. But what was the? Am I answering to?
Well, the question was, what do you think? One of the things we can do as far as making sure, hey, ladies, it's out there. We got to show up,
I mean, like obviously increasing our numbers would be helpful, which I haven't tried hard enough. I don't think, just because I just don't think I'll try hard enough until I get more women in. But I think getting more women, but getting the ones that already exist to come to far off places is hard. Like Washington's considered far off, right? Because it's way off on one side of the country. It's not like in the middle, and it's not like beautiful California beaches or
Was it that hard for you to go?
What?
Was it that hard for me?
No, it wasn't hard for you. You were super excited. You were super excited, and you wanted to come to the Northwest, which is awesome because it's beautiful here, even though it rains a lot.
Yeah.
So I don't have a good answer. I don't know. I don't envy the people that have this problem trying to find women, which is partly us too, because we want people to compete against. So I don't know. I've tried to get women. I've sent a lot of emails and met with people like at gyms and fitness places around the town, like at least 50 emails, and met with like 3 different clubs, and I didn't get any interest. I got and I got 1 Instagram follower out of it, so but I'm trying. I think people don't understand that it's a sport. They don't. I don't know how to make them understand, because I didn't think it was a sport when I started. Like I thought it was a joke. Like at first they were like, come to this arm wrestling practice. And I was like, what? You mean like you do in middle school at lunch table? And they were like, yeah, it's awesome. And I was like, okay, I got nothing to do. Why not? So I showed up with Paul and our baby, and I went for a few practices. And then I thought, oh, this looks kind of fun. Like I've been in sports. This looks like really aggressive, right? So I don't know if I can get women to like see it, that have like a fire in them for competition or what, but
I think that's the problem too, is the girls that are actually involved, I don't think entirely see it as a sport either still.
That are in it?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah, and I say I don't mean to throw shade. What I'm saying is, like, I think there's levels, and I think that there's some where they're like, at the end of the day, like, this could still be just a hobby, and I'm not going to spend $1,000 to travel to this event. Or
that's awesome, Amanda. I think that what you just said about women not taking it as serious, I know what you mean, because some women come to the tournaments and they do train some and they go to practice, but there's some women that are super, super like hardcore into it. Mm-hmm. And I don't know how to change that unless you made like leagues or something, but there's not enough of us. There's not enough of us to have leagues of like, pro and amateur or whatever. Like I've seen that at tournaments, and I don't know how they got anybody in both of those classes. I mean,
well, they end up just
I'll say something. I want you two to respond, and everyone in the chat responds. So Amanda, Sarah, Candy, you respond to this. This is what I see from the outsider's perspective. 9 people watching. Hit the like button, y'all. So what I see is this. We have a handful of ladies, more than a handful, but they kind of tend to their own areas. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. They hang out in their own cluster where it's like going, okay, we're 18 minutes in, so I can cuss now. So fuck the cluster. Bring your asses and say, look, if we had the ladies round robin earlier this year, and honestly, I mean, for what it was great. But there were some question marks, right? There were some that didn't show up, and had those ladies been there, it would have been a different story. Liz, you're one of them. Nadi, she was one of them. That could have altered. But what else came out of that? Did anybody in their right mind thought, hear me out, that Jocelyn out of Canada, Brisson would have beat Sarah Bachman? Did anybody see that coming? You see what I'm saying?
No, I didn't know much about Jocelyn before that. In fact, I'd only seen her a couple of times. Because, when people are across the country and you don't follow them on social media and it's not a sport on TV, it's hard to know who people are. Yeah. And I saw her win the Winter Blast or something like that. She won some big tournament over there. And I saw her and I was like, her hands are huge. Like that woman looks like she could just tear somebody across the table. And then I saw it happen at the round robin and I was like, well, there you go.
Well, she benches over 300 pounds. So let's get that out the way. Okay. So there you go. But so I mean, you take that and I try my best to follow ladies arm wrestling, where I watched the thing in Montana where it was the country folk versus city slickers match. and it was one team versus another team, and it was 5-5, and it came down to the last match. And who was it? 2 world champions. It was Jolene Anderson on one side, and you got Madison Walker on the other. Okay. The way Madison won was like, wow, 3-0. I'm thinking, okay. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, to me, that's exciting. And, if I'm excited, I would imagine, are the ladies excited? Are they even watching it? Do they even care? That kind of stuff, I mean? You hear a lot of stuff, but then it's like, okay, are we really doing this, though? Because that match excited me because the fact that I'm thinking, damn, I didn't see that coming. You see what I'm saying?
I was watching, Jody.
Yeah. Did you expect to see it that way?
What? I was watching for my own selfish gain. I don't.
Yeah, but my point being, did you expect to see the match go the way it did, though?
I thought it'd be a little tougher for Maddie, but I'm proud of her.
Right. So it's like, okay, so you have another person. So here's Maddie now. Now she's on that pedestal. Now all of a sudden, the way she went through Jolene, now all of a sudden her name comes up in topics. Like, what about Maddie and Sarah Wilson? Because it's like Sarah Bachman, Jocelyn, Heidi, and then everybody else as far as the open class, right? And then, you go down, then you got the Sarahs of the world. How many Sarahs do we got in this sport? So we got Sarah McKinney. We got Lee Aaron, you got, Paige Williams, open class puller, but still, Merlene, list goes on and on. Yourself, Katie. So, I mean, there's a lot of ladies in here. You could throw in Bethany, Danielle. There's so many ladies in the sport, and it's like going, they kind of just tend to like, like get on out there and let's do it. Once Katie Marie comes off her injury and she's fully healed, she'll be back in the mix. And the list goes on and on, So, I mean, I saw Amanda at the finals in San Diego, I'm sure, with a few more tournaments underneath her belt, she'll start getting out there. But I think a lot of it, too, it might be travel. Not everybody can travel or has that same kind of cushion where they can travel, too. That might play a factor. Do you agree or disagree?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, finances for sure, especially when, you gotta pay for your way there and all that. It's hard to, I want to go to so many tournaments. Like I was looking at them, I'm like, I want to go to like 50 tournaments, but that's never going to happen. And I got 4 kids and a job, and like everybody else has got life. It's hard to plan it all. And I don't even remember what the question was again. So.
Well, so here's a question for a statement from Amanda. My cluster is my team. I will engage with the women afterwards, and I will definitely try to talk to the women watching to encourage them to pull. So let me say this. And maybe I was, the way I explained it didn't make any sense. So what I meant by cluster, this is what I meant. Like, you go to a tournament, who's all going to be there? Oh, okay, cool. So let's just say Liren has nothing to do December 7th. She finds out, well, wait a minute. Let's see here. Liz is pulling Katie. Okay. Carolina's going to be there. Marlene's going to be there. Fuck, I might go ahead and book me a ticket so I can go to Washington State. As an example, right? That's what I meant by cluster. Everybody kind of hangs out to themselves. Like, if an event like this is coming up, I'm like, man, hey, talk to your boyfriend or your husband or whatever and go, hey, let's go ahead and take a trip to Vancouver, Washington. I want to pull these ladies because it's not often you get that talent that comes to your area. So for you, Katie, how often do you get the caliber of puller like Liz coming to Washington or Carolina coming to Washington? You don't
only when Tim has Washington State and invites them.
Exactly. So this is where you got to get out there and get it, because Tim only throws 2 events a year.
Yeah.
On the West, both of them.
We have smaller tournaments like yours and the Joe Woody, which we could get higher caliber pullers at, but I think it would be probably harder because it's smaller event and in a more remote location.
Right.
But yeah, it's exciting to have all these people. And I used to be when I very first started arm wrestling, I used to get really, really intimidated. Like really like, oh man, they're gonna be there. Oh man, like, oh, it's gonna be harder, it's gonna be even harder. And that was probably like before I started traveling, I was like, oh, this person, I was just scared that people I didn't know I was just scared of everything, right? I was new. I didn't know much. But now it's like, now it's completely different. Now it's like, I'm thrilled to win, but I'm not scared to lose. Like, I'm not going to let losing stop me. Like, losing is just going to fuel me. And I don't even know how far I'll go or if I'll go that high, but I don't care. I mean, I care, but I don't care. I'm going to keep going because I like it. And it like fuels me inside, right? Like, it gives me something to push for besides, all the other stuff in my life that I've got going on.
Right. Well, what about you, Liz? I mean, the same thing where you kind of go, okay, you've been to a lot of tournaments. It's in the States because where you're located in Texas. You've been to the East Coast. You've been to Winter Blast, right? And all of a sudden now you're going to the Pacific Northwest. So it's like you've kind of done that. You could travel. You've been across the continent, right? So you've done that. So you have that experience. So now for you, where does that lie? Is like as far as U.S. tournaments?
I'm trying to promote Katie's match, but I mean, yes, like, I'm trying to break into the heavier weight class, and so hopefully I continue to travel around the U.S., possibly pull some girls from Canada, and just see where it takes me. Like, if it lands me with some international matches, it lands me with some international matches, but I think that there's still room to grow, which is why I'm testing my strength with Katie here.
Right. And that's good because both you guys are getting something out of that because, Katie's like, okay, I need more experience in the Supermatch format. And now I'm going against a high caliber puller. There's Katie. Whereas like Liz going, okay, I really need to start getting this left hand. I need to get some work on it. Got to put some miles on this bad boy and see where it takes me, Am I right or wrong? I mean, if I'm wrong, by all means, correct me.
Are you talking to both of us?
Talking to both of y'all.
Yeah, I do need experience in super matches, and going straight to Liz is going to be tough. I mean, I'm not expecting anything easy at all. I'm not, and I think that I always forget the question after you say it. I'm the worst interviewee.
You're going to need some earplugs for me on the table. I'm chatty.
Oh, I seen.
Very intense, by the way.
I seen. I know you. I talked to him. Yeah. No, I can't remember what the question was now. Again.
If you just agree that we both have something to gain.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I think gain, and then if you want to even gain weight after, we can eat a lot. I can find places for us to eat. But yeah, if you're going into the heavyweight class, why not
Cheesecake Factory?
Cheesecake Factory. We're gonna find some local goodness here.
Okay, well, whatever's clever, So, and just so you guys know, December 7th, Washington State Championships, but all super matches will take place Friday evening. Just so we're clear, Friday evening. So y'all know that, right?
No.
You didn't know that?
No.
When are you flying in?
I hope early. Shit.
Okay, so let me just to get everybody caught up today. How big? This is one of the bigger Washington State tournaments. For this reason.
Look at Katie's face.
So super matches.
She didn't show up.
Hear me out though. So super match, it'll make sense. Super matches will be Friday night because there'll be 2 tournaments on Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday's going to be a long day. It starts early though. I think at 9.
Yes, because it's the Aries Super Series will take place at 9 in the morning. Meanwhile, while that's going on, people can start registering for the Washington State tournament itself, which is also an Arnold Classic qualifier. Therefore, that's why the super matches are Friday night.
All right.
So that's the point. Now, Liz, now that you know that.
Yeah, are you still coming to our super match?
Yeah.
I'll figure it out. I'm a big girl, Katie. It'll be all right. It'll be okay.
Now, I'm not one to let the cat out of the bag, but I got to say this, right? Now that Liz has been training and stuff. So, Katie, where are you leaving tomorrow to?
Midvale, Utah.
The Brezink Cup.
Yeah.
Liz,
Is that happening? Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Liz, you know that. You've been in that tournament before.
Yeah.
Sarah, you've been in that tournament before. You know how these things go.
I never been to that one.
What's that?
I never been to that one.
Well, I'm telling you, the talent there is like, oh, okay.
I know.
Yeah.
I know it's gonna. I've seen the pictures of like 20 of the best female arm wrestlers in the North America show up at this thing. So I know it's going to be quite a field of competitors.
Yeah. So like just from a lady standpoint, usually Gabrielle makes it every year. Camille makes it. You'll have ladies pull up a class. Jolene obviously will be there. It's in her home state. You may have Leanne pull her class and the one above that. Danielle might be there. Who knows? So there's going to be some talent there. Do us a favor. Don't get hurt. Okay?
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I'll do my best to not get hurt.
But, don't go there and just kind of like lay down. Go in there and fucking do some damage. But in the process, don't get hurt because, Liz is probably going, let's see here. I'm waiting on you. Now I got to be there Friday. Okay, Katie gets hurt. She might not show up. Then maybe I still might win. Whatever the case may be, so,
Doesn't Liz have, don't you have Texas?
Yeah.
Tomorrow or Saturday?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, so you got something going on this weekend. Okay. All right. So
I'll be conducting the interview from now on.
What's that?
Nothing.
Well, Katie, I guess you should send me the dates too and the times of when our actual super matches since Jody didn't.
I think it's
whoa.
Friday,
hey,
December 6th.
I posted it up there.
Friday, December 6th at 7 p.m. As far as I know, we're the second match.
Ooh. See that?
I don't know why you didn't know.
Because I'm just a comment. I didn't get the itinerary yet.
I know everything.
Yes, that's an advantage. She has an advantage already.
Okay, well there you go. So, because like I said, I'm gonna be there commentating. So there you go. I got a job in itself besides competing. I'm gonna be there doing play by play. So I'm gonna be a busy person also. Now going forward, I'm assuming once Washington State is all said and done, that'll be a wrap up for 2024. What can we expect out of you two in 2025?
Mayhem.
Did you say mayhem? Mayhem.
What do you say, Katie?
I want to answer and be all like, nothing but the best. But what's really going to happen is the end of February and beginning of March, I'm going to go to the Arnold Classic. And then in April, I'm going to go to the North American Round Robin left in Kentucky. Ooh. I've never been anywhere, okay? When I was 18, I went to Florida and I went on a cruise with my first husband, before we were married, obviously, and his parents. And that was it. That was the last time I went anywhere, okay? Pretty much. I've been around the States, like to Arizona and Utah and California, but I've never gone to Ohio. I've never gone to Kentucky. I've never gone anywhere east of Mountain Time Zone. There you go. So I don't know anything about the jet lag that's going to happen.
I'm excited for you. So here, and Katie knows where I'm going with this. Liz, I want you to understand where we're coming from as you're talking to Oregonians here, okay? Reason why I'm so excited for Katie to go, because what's been a thorn in my side for years and years and years is that, and I might be sticking my foot in my mouth, but I don't give a fuck because this is my show and I'm just telling the facts. More oftentimes than not all, but a lot of Oregon pullers want to be that big fish in a small pond, okay? Katie, you know where I'm going with this. So I always encourage people from our area to fucking go out of your backyard and venture out. So that way you can really get a taste of other tournaments, other types of pullers instead of the same old people. And don't get me wrong, sometimes staying in your area, it creates a rival, which is good. But after a while, you want to test yourself. You can't do that standing in your backyard every single time. So Anytime I hear somebody from Morgan say, "Oh yeah, I'm going to Kentucky," I'm like, "Fucking do it. Let's go."
Especially not from
Jody.
here.
Jody, can we take that a step further?
Please do.
Can we take that international?
Yes.
Because, I mean, I think it's at some point the rivals and the nonsense and the bullshit with the ladies, it gets kind of silly when you look at it from a more of a worldview, and you're like, literally, there's hundreds of people that can just whoop your ass and make fun of you from a United States perspective. So just keep that in mind.
No, I get that because look, if you know, there will be a time, Liz, you might go to Canada and be like, okay, who's up in here? Oh, hey, I'm just saying. There's Peyton Pickering, right? She's up there. You know, I don't know if you want to go, you know, as far as, you know, pulling Heidi Cordner or Sarah Wilson, but Peyton's there, you know, Tamara Mitz is there. I'm sure there's a handful of ladies you could pull over there in Canada. Now, international base, if we're talking about crossing the pond, then that's a whole nother level. You've been there already, you know? And I encourage people, you know, like when you get to a point where you start going around state to state, you know, getting that experience and racking up wins on top of that, or sometimes your stock can go up in a loss too. That is a thing, by the way, people. That is a thing. You can lose a super match and your stock goes up. Trust me.
My stock's going up when I win or lose.
See, there you go. So it does happen. But now it's like, okay, I want to challenge myself, you know? So I'm glad. So tell us more about this Kentucky trip.
Well, the Kentucky trip is, so they had the right-hand round robin last May, I think.
Earlier this year, okay.
Yeah, and so this is going to be left-hand, and someone suggested that they put my name in, and they did, and then they contacted me, and I said, okay. So, yeah, I never thought I would go to Kentucky. I don't know why. I just never thought I would have a reason. I only think I don't know anything about it except there's a Kentucky Derby and Louisville, but you have to say Louisville. You can't say Louisville or they'll look at you weird.
Yeah, and it's just like when people say Willamette River. No, it's called Willamette. Stop it.
Yeah, and it's Oregon, not Oregon. Come on.
Yeah, it's where you're from, right? Okay, Liz, what you got on the docket in 2025? I know you got some stuff planned out.
As far as I know, I've got a match coming up in February on the right hand.
We're listening, or can you not talk about it?
I don't know. But it's.
Oh, let me ask you, has it been announced yet?
No.
Okay, well, then I don't want to get you in trouble. We don't have to,
it's okay. You know. It's just, it won't. Right hand heavyweight.
Damn, I want to know what it is.
That's all I'll say.
Okay, I want to know, but
Katie's warming me up.
I know this, but I cannot say either.
Katie's warming me up, and then I'm gonna make a name for myself, get me pretty solid in the middle of the ranks on the right.
Do you have plans to go back to Winter Blast?
It's on the docket. But yeah, there's just a lot of stuff going on around that time, so it's a little.
Yeah, I thought Winter Blast looked really cool, and then it's like right between both of my events, big ones.
Okay.
And I can't do it this year.
Winter Blast is at the top for me, but.
So check this out. It's going to be super duper clusterfucked. Okay, so here, first weekend of March, that's the Arnold every year. First weekend of March is always the Arnold. Okay, so there's that. Okay. Then you got March 8th, North America Championships, Las Vegas. Okay.
You mean the PAL?
What's that?
Which North America Championship?
IFA.
Yeah.
Oh, the IFA. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, the one in Las Vegas, not the Costa Rica one. So there's that. Then you got Winter Blast, the last part of March. There's 3 tournaments right there. You got to go, okay, which one do I go to? Right. Then for those that want to go, you got the IFA Nationals April 8th. Dayton, Ohio. So again, you're kind of going, all right. You got 4 tournaments in like 2 months. And you got to go, okay, is that being saturated? Or is that being like, okay, I got to be real picky about which one I go to?
I also have to be smart about weight.
Not if you're in the heavies. Just eat.
That's
Yeah,
true.
if I'm in the heavies and I'm pulling Jolene and like I have to worry about call outs and then like traveling, and if you're in the middle of weight classes, this is a bit of a problem.
Oh, you pulling Jolene?
Shit. No one heard that.
And you can't blame me for that. That is
That
not my
new
fault.
puller named Colleen. I've seen her. She's very good. Watch out.
But still, no, I get what you're saying. Though there's always the weight too. So, but again, when you got so many options, and you got to go, okay, because I can't afford to go all of them. You got to sit back and go, which one makes the most sense?
Well, I'm saying that because listen, travel's expensive.
Yes.
People know that. People always wonder how I'm traveling. Like, I have to be very selective, and I have to be like, okay, well, like theoretically, let's say there's money in all classes, and I can pull 4 classes. That is more enticing than if I'm heavy and I can only pull 2 classes.
Gotcha.
So there's that.
Or can we go a step further?
Mm-hmm.
How many of those tournaments don't have the exact same weight class, and it fucks everything up? No, I'm being
Winter Blast doesn't do me dirty like that. So
well, but you see what I'm saying though? Like all those tournaments, not all of them have the same exact weight classes.
no.
So
Like,
okay, that plays a factor too, does it not?
Yeah, there was one that just came out. I think it was, don't quote me. I think it was Georgia, and I was just watching the chat pop off, and then I watched what he set it at based on the lady's response, and I was like, well, no shade to that promoter, but like I'm not going. Like the way he set the way he set the weights, but I understand he was setting it based on who's saying they're gonna show up. Now, whether those ladies actually show up or not, that gave input is another story.
And that's this. First of all, if you're a promoter, never cater to a certain puller or pullers, because then you done fucked everything up anyway. Because asking every puller about a weight class, oh, you should have to be my weight class. How often do we hear that shit? Men do it. I'm sure ladies do it. They try to coax the, promoter or the organizer. Oh, you should have a this class so it benefits them. Fuck that shit. You go in there and compete. End of. That's how I look at it. You find out what the weight classes are and go, okay, can I make the weight cut? Or do I say, fuck it? I'm just going to put some more, muscle on, and roll with it. So, there's different ways to look at it, because I'm at a point now, age-wise, I'm tired of cutting. I don't want to do that shit no more. But at the same time, when you come from, and I'll give you an example, when you come from Greg Sharp's event, and my weight class in heavyweights is 239, that's the top. I'm thinking, okay. But then Tim's event is 242, but because it's an Arnold Classic, now you got a 275 and then a 276 and over. So it's like, oh, okay, well, I can go to Olive Garden, wherever the fuck, So there's always that. But with the ladies, it can be different too. It can be 3 weight classes, it can be 2. And it all depends on how they slice that, What's your thoughts on that? Going to this tournament, there's 1 weight class, and you go to a different one, it's a different set of weight classes. What's your thoughts on that? Liz, you go first.
It doesn't matter for me, honestly, because what I was saying about the way he said it was like where my weight is falling currently, right? But I'm saying I'm so used to, if you start traveling, you're going to find that more often than not, you're going to get pushed together regardless.
Mm-hmm.
I think at Keystone, I got pushed in with Maddie. Like it was Maddie, Michelle, Nadia, and myself, I think, was the open class. Like we're all over the freaking place.
Mm-hmm.
So like there's not really a need to have the conversation. You just got to be comfortable with pulling all comers. Because if that could happen, you could have traveled. You could have spent $2,000 and you traveled all the way across the country to Washington State, and then we just push you all together. Not saying that's gonna happen, but like that is a possibility, and so you have to know that going in.
Yeah,
and I
agree. That's a good point.
Okay, can I ask a question to kind of piggyback on that, Liz? So what about this? Because you made a great point. Hey, if I go spend this airfare to go all the way to Washington, and I go to, this tournament, all of a sudden now we're lumped into each other, as opposed to it could be worse because I can do that same route and be like, oh, there's only one other girl in my class. So which way you want it? You can go, I'll travel we'll use Katie, for example. I will go from Oregon to like, I don't know, South Carolina, for example, right? And pull one or two people. Whereas if they say there's not enough, we're going to lump y'all together. Now you got 8 people to pull. Would you rather do that and get your money's worth or just go there to pull that one person, maybe a second one and go, oh, yeah, hey, you know what I'm saying?
Depends on your goals. Because if that one person was Sarah Ray, no offense to Sarah McKinney, but like, we're sick of each other. Okay, we're done.
Right.
Like, we're tired of seeing each other's faces. So if it was Sarah McKinney, no, this is not fun. She'd say the same thing. But if, let's say, we rewind Liz a year and a half, 2 years ago, I'm excited to pull whoever because I'm gonna take their rank and I'm gonna move up because we're gonna turn this into a super match. So that's one way to think about it.
Right. No, you're right.
I mean, if I'm climbing the ranks and like it's Michelle Dugan and we're forced into a best of 3, I have a free rank match now.
And that's another way of looking at it too, you know.
So I don't know.
Katie, what do you think?
Well, your first question, I do remember, was about weights, and I don't care for myself because I'm currently at, I don't know, 218, something like that. So, yeah, I'm eating, Liz. Oh, yeah. No, you know, bulking without lifting doesn't do a lot for me. Imagine that.
Right.
Tried that. Don't feel good. The second part of that question was about the competitors, and I think it's different. You know, if I go across the country and there's only 2 people, but it's 2 people I really want to pull, like 2 people that are super competitive with me, or even like super great that I'm just going to get crushed, but I can learn from them, then I think it would be worth it. Like I've gone to 2 tournaments now where I only got 1 win at both,
Right.
and I had a great time, and it was worth it. Like it was worth paying all the money to fly there and stay just to get the 1 win because it told me that I'm doing something right in one regard, at least, you know? And so it depends. But like you said about the super matches for ranking, you know, it's only a couple of people, you know, you're moving up. That's got to be a good feeling too.
Well, also,
let me ask you a question using Liz's theory. Let's just say, you know, Katie, you go over to the Carolinas, right? And your tournament, that weight class, you got Amanda, Katie Marie, and you're like going, oh, okay, that might be worth it, right? Now, all of a sudden, you know, using Liz's theory, this could be like a little round robin now, or this could be a super match now. Okay, this is cool
Especially
now.
for someone I've never pulled or I don't know a lot about them. There's something about that that's scary, but also exciting to me.
You never know. Maybe Lucky might make the trip up there. There's Lucky right there too. So it's like, oh, okay, cool. We can do that. Who else is in that area? Merlene might be in that neck of the woods and might just say, hey, I'll go to that tournament. You never know. But all these ladies you hear about, you go, okay, you know what? I hear about you. I've seen you on, you know, video. Fuck it. I want to see what this is all about. That's all different because it all depends on your mindset. You know what I mean?
Well, I was going to piggyback off of Katie and say, too, like, even if you say, I know she likes to hang out in the heavies, but let's say that you were cutting because they changed the weight class on you and then they go and they change it again and put it into open. You just have practice for cutting and refeeding. That's it. You practiced. And that's the point.
I don't think I could cut to any class, by the way. There's no way I could get down there. Like physically impossible. Like my body's too big. Like I would be dead if I went to like 170 or something.
It's 175. You can make it. You can make it. You can make 175. You got it.
No. And I used to weigh almost 400 pounds, so I have like a lot of like skin and stuff, which I know is disgusting, but I can't get rid of it, and it's just extra like 20 pounds or something I'm just carrying around.
No, that's fair. I get it. I used to be heavy.
So I'm like 220, but I'm way leaner than that. You better watch out.
That's like telling Ronnie Coleman to cut to 215. Like, come on. There's a certain point you just can't do that no more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just being honest, you know. But Other than that, what are your aspirations in the sport for you two? Now, I heard from Katie that, hey, I want to go to Worlds next year. Is that still an option? We don't know where it's going, but I know IFA Worlds will be in Tokyo, Japan in 2026. Just don't know next year.
I can't say for sure, but there's a large percentage, probably 75 or higher, that I will not try for IFA.
Okay.
I'm probably going to try for WAF, and I might not make it because I know it's really freaking hard from what I've heard.
It is.
And
talking to that Nancy Nations will talk. She'll do that to you.
Yeah, Nancy Nations is helping train me, so that's
yes.
And I go to practice with my coach Mark and everybody else.
Tell her I said hi, by the way.
I will. Oh, what, you want to come? Oh, okay.
What's up, buddy?
Gotta go. Say hi. That's PJ. He's my littlest. He'll be 4 in January.
PJ, what's going on? Welcome to the show. All right.
All right.
But can I pay?
No. Oh, that's hot. That's a heater, buddy. Go downstairs. Go downstairs. Go find Daddy. I'm sorry. Can you go find Daddy, please?
Yeah, we don't do take twos on this show, so it's all right.
You were asking about Worlds. Okay, so
yeah.
Worlds in 2025 is going to be in Bulgaria, and I don't think I'm going to make that one just because I have so many other. I have those 2 other big traveling things. Mm-hmm. To me, that's a lot because I traveling like on the West Coast isn't a big deal as far as time and money. Mm-hmm. It's not as expensive. It doesn't take as much time. But 2026, I might shoot for. I got to do it soon. It's got to be one of the next 3 years is my goal.
Oh, you got a window after 3 years? You're done or what?
No, I'm getting older, and other people that are in their 30s are getting older, and they'll be masters soon. I'm going to pull as a master.
What you trying to say about masters?
No, I'm saying the people that are seniors are going to become a master, and then some of them could beat me. Okay, they can beat me if they're a master. They can't beat me if they're a senior.
Listen, I'm about a year and 3 months away from being a grandmaster's, ma'am. Okay.
And I'm also saying that 2027 WAF is supposed to be in Canada. I don't know. I can't really go to Canada. I can, but I'm going to have to get a lot of permissions ahead of time.
Right.
Because when you get a DUI, they don't let you in without talking to the American consulate. And then I got to talk to Canada, and then I got to talk to, even though
you got to go through all that.
Wow. Yeah, Mexico doesn't let you in either. Mexico, no.
Damn.
You have to get special permissions to go to lots of Australia, Japan. There's all sorts of places that UAE or whatever, United Arab Emirates, can't go there. Or you can, but they're very strict on things. There's a whole bunch of different laws. So Canada is one where I have to plan months and months and months and months in advance to try to even get into the country.
Right.
But other places are a little more lenient. So I could still go to Canada. It's close. You'd think it'd be logical, but I'm not the biggest fan.
Well, someone wants to piggyback on your comment. Lucky says she qualified for 6 qualifiers for WAF. No offense, but it's not as hard as Tim Bresnan said. I'm an okay arm wrestler. I'm not a great arm wrestler, but she qualified. So if I'm understanding Lucky correct, that you go there, it's not as. Are we talking about nationals or talking about WAF? Because
these are WAF. You mean there's tournaments that qualify you to go to WAF nationals, and then there's WAF nationals, and then there's WAF championships?
Well, okay, there's WAF worlds.
Yeah.
To qualify for that, you have to go to the USA nationals. I think what she's saying is that to qualify for WAF worlds, it's not that hard to qualify. I guess if I'm saying that correctly, Lucky. If I'm not, correct me on that.
I think she's confused. I think she means.
I think she's qualifiers for WAF nationals or something. Maybe there's a qualifier for national.
So you don't have to qualify for a national. You just show up, but you have to take in WAF for WAF. It's top 2 qualifies you for Team USA for WAF. IFA, you just show up and your grandfathered in and yada yada yada. So here's my dilemma. I don't want to get too far in this because I'm at wit's end talking about WAF and IFA. Now, from a national standpoint, better competition at IFA than you were to go to a WAF national. Now, once you go there and go to the world stage, then WAF will be better competition than IFA as of now. More difficult to win as of now. I think that's where I'm coming from with all that. So she also said, once you're there, I'm sure that's where the challenges will come.
Yeah. From what I've heard, it's like domestic competition is completely different than like overseas foreign type competitors. It's just and I'm getting old. I'm 44, right? So I'm getting old. I mean, I know you just said you're way older. We get it. You're old, okay? But I'm just saying I'm getting older. And so I'm just saying, I'm stealing your thunder. Oh. So I don't have forever. I mean, I guess I do. There's not like, people compete in this sport for a long, long time, but how much do I want to spend, constantly going for it there's got to be a point. And I haven't decided when that is yet, but that's my goal. And I still don't know what the question was at the beginning.
That's all right. Liz, do you remember?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay. You're up. Your turn.
Her brain's not all over like mine.
Shit. Jody, we talk about this a lot. I
know we do, but they don't know.
I'm winging it.
Here, let me help you out. Are we ever going to see you on the WAF World Tournament?
Maybe that this decision changes on the daily. I don't know. Like, it's just like Katie said, like there's a finite amount of time. I have a number. I do. I don't want to share it, but I do have a number.
I already know what that number is.
You mean like an age where you want to quit?
Yeah, I'm tapping out.
How old are you now? Do you mind saying, or do you not want to say?
That's okay. I'm 30.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if you were 30 yet or not. So,
but like, I think that I don't want to compete at this level at the extent that I'm at and the rate that I'm at. Long term, I think it's just like detriment to your just also like relationships and life situations. And so like I want to make sure that I'm also paying attention to those other areas of my life. And so I don't know, worlds I don't know. I haven't decided. I kind of like beating people that have gone to worlds. That's kind of more fun.
I like beating people. Fun. So yeah, I mean, I'm kind of the same boat. Like this December will be 15 years I've been in the sport, right? So I sat there and kind of go, you know what? When it's all said and done, to have that accolade of being a national champion, came close, took third one year, or going to a world championship, got close, took second one year. And I'm thinking I really need that. But now with all this bullshit going on, I gotta say, is it worth all the headache?
Well, Jody, like the reason why Katie and our match came to be was like the drama that popped off with the round robin in May. It's like and most people don't know, like the reason why I wasn't there, and you brought it up earlier, it was like I have to live my fucking life.
Right.
There's other important aspects. I know arm wrestling is the shit. Yes, I think people know I'm all in. But like
there's other stuff.
There's other shit going on. And, like to my point is like there's gotta be a point where you sit back and you're like, to what extent? I can't go hard 24. I can't be at an event every single fucking month.
You sound like my wife, because my wife told me you can't go to every tournament. That's why
there's life happens. What if your car breaks down? Oh, are you gonna go buy a new car? Oh no, I spent all my fucking savings on Winter Blast. Like,
yeah,
right. No, I get that. I just assume. Excuse me for assuming, but the level you're on, international, and it's like, okay, well, I would love to see you on the WAF international stage to go test yourself to see, okay, go smack some people there. Because for all the, arenas across the world that we know of, there's 10 more like that we don't even know of.
No, I agree. I'm not saying it's a possibility.
Smack one of them, it's like, yeah, okay, cool. Now you're doing something. Same thing for you, Katie. You go to WAF Wars in Bulgaria and sat there and just, all of a sudden, oh, I beat her. Now all of a sudden, you're coming back home going, okay, hey, Pastor Mark, you ain't the only one with a fucking, world title, whatever,
But
so
Jody, I think that it takes a level of dedication, like, for instance, Lee Aaron. You don't hear her right now. You know why? Because she's fucking working her ass off so she can go back on that WAP stage. I know what she's doing. Like, it takes time and dedication and to be silent and to wait and be patient and train. And I'm going to be honest with you, I need something dangling in front of me.
Like a motivator?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry.
So
no, I get it.
I don't
it's like that movie. It's like that movie. That movie Seabiscuit, okay? I am that horse Seabiscuit. I have to be a little bit behind to catch up. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I've got to feel like the fire inside to win, to keep going. Like, there's got to be a competition, something to get me to the next level. And in that movie, okay, I know it's a movie about a horse, okay? But he was kind of smaller than normal, which obviously isn't me. But he was smaller than normal, and he always had to be a little bit behind just to catch up, just a bit. And I feel like I always have to have like some new goal to fight for. Like, if one of my fears is if I quit arm wrestling, I got to find something else to keep me going. Like, I've got my kids and my family, but for me, like, there's got to be something inside to feed that competitive like animal that drive.
That's what I'm at.
That tiger, Elizabeth.
Damn, what was that?
I posted something. I posted that it was bulking season, and she commented, "Easy, tiger."
So y'all got jumped between one another. Okay, I got you.
Oh no, it made her leave. Oh no, okay.
There you go. I accidentally swiped. No.
Okay.
But you get what I'm saying, Joe, right? I made sense, kind of.
Question for you did. You did make sense. Question for both you ladies. USS Liberty, never forget, says, please ask the ladies, or the gals, what do you think about Ashley Hoeda? That's the New Zealand girl that bench presses like 700 pounds or something like that.
Terrifying. Okay, 700 pounds. That's amazing. Like, amazing.
It's something like that.
I've seen her, and it is. I'm in disbelief. I've seen it. It's just like, I know she's doing it, but I'm just like, and then she just had that big match, right? Did she just have a match or something?
Well, she's got one scheduled against Sarah Bachman too. So,
oh geez, okay.
So it's like, again, so when you start bringing in other athletes that cross over into our sport, so of course you got next month we got King of the Table, and who do we have? Eddie Hall, Brian Shaw, known powerlifters, now to cross over into our sport. Ashley would be the female version of those guys. Powerlifter coming in our sport now. Now you kind of go, okay, well, Ashley, Jocelyn, Ashley, Sarah Bachman. Hell, you can even go Ashley, Gabriella, Barboa, whatever. Throwing names out there. Heidi Cordner. I'm just thinking of ladies in open class and kind of go, okay, what would happen then? So that's going to be interesting, Yes, Lucky. Never say never. It may happen down the road. So, but never say never. Also, Lucky says the weight difference between the two of the match she was just in was 85 kg to 115 kg. So let me ask y'all a question. Does weight really matter as far as competing against a certain competitor? Let me ask you that.
Jocelyn, yeah.
I know. Right? I've lost to plenty of people who weigh far less than me. And when you lose to someone who is 60 pounds less than you, it feels amazing. Let me tell you, it feels great. Actually, doesn't. It feels awful. Because it's like I feel like there's like this preconceived notion that I'm bigger, so I should win, right? Like, I should be able to beat the people that are smaller than me because I'm bigger. And so then it's like, even when I do beat people that are smaller than me, then it's like, well, duh, you should have won anyway. Do you know what I mean? Like, how I don't get the glory for it either way.
It's damn if you do, damn if you don't. Yes. It's a double-edged sword. You beat somebody, well, you should have beat him because, you outweigh him by this much. But if you lose to him, oh, you suck because you got beat by somebody smaller. You know what? Here's my thing. A win's a win. I don't give a fuck who it is. A win's a win. You know? So here.
And a loss is a loss. So there's always something to learn from it.
Right. So Lucky Goes Scarlet kicks her butt on a regular basis, you know? But, you know, it shouldn't be based on whoever's bigger should always win. It doesn't always work like that.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like, when you look out in the world, you're thinking, wow, that person's definitely going to crush that person. And then it doesn't happen that way.
USS Liberty says weight difference does not matter as much for women. Do you agree? What do you think, Liz?
I don't know. I think it depends on the pullers too and the caliber and if they know how to use their strength. But also it shouldn't matter because there's not enough of us. I feel like what's frustrating to me are the girls that will sit back, and I pull in the 154 that will sit back and say, well, I'm 135, so I'm not pulling you. Okay, well, that's some bullshit because when I go to Keystone, I'm pulling whoever shows up because we all have to pull together. So why not test your strength and build it on the home turf against someone that's 154 and build up your strength so that when you can travel, you're not at a disadvantage and you're not whining about weight classes. So, and this is kind of me kind of proving that by challenging Katie because I sit at 175 right now, but if we do the math, right? You just said, Katie, what you said, you were 218.
I'm about 42 pounds heavier than you.
Okay, so like I would say that's a big difference in 135 and 154.
I mean, if you take that number as a whole, yeah, there's going to be, you know, some differences, you know, because with weight, there's also strength that comes with it, you know. But take that 135 puller. What if that 135 puller stuck in a win on that 154? Then what? Does that change their dynamic? Does that change their mind frame? Going, you know what? Hell, I can kind of get into this. You see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. What's that? Is it Sarah? I'm blanking on her name. Not that she deserves to be blanked on the name. I have brain damage, people. That Sarah LaFon. She almost kicked my fucking ass in Utah. She got on my fingers to like, and she's quick.
I've never pulled her, but I've seen her a lot.
You'll probably see her this weekend.
I haven't seen her in a long time, actually.
Yeah, so she'll probably come out, you know.
So that's right there. Like I think that you can say it matters, but I don't think it really does. I think if you are dedicated and you train and you know your technique and your speed, it doesn't matter.
Well, like at the Joe Woody in Oregon, in Southern Oregon, Mindy Woody beat me for 2 or 3 years straight on the.
And she comes out once a year.
She only comes out once a year. Literally, she doesn't even train. She doesn't. No. She's like a farmer or something, and she's also just crazy strong. And so she beat me every time, and she's very small. She's got to be like 120. Like that's my guess, about 120. But you wouldn't expect it when you get up there. She pulls in like Birkenstocks or flip flops or something. Yeah. And it's just like, and it took a long time to beat her, even though she was so much smaller. So I don't think it always matters. Sometimes it does, but not always.
And Lucky says when she gets down to her preferred class, she won't shy away from the roots of open class. Ha ha ha. So I'm assuming 154 maybe. I know once upon a time she was shooting for that. Don't know if that's still the thing, but you know, Lucky, correct me if I'm wrong about that. But you know, also when you drop a weight class or you go up a weight class, the benefit of that is that you got different opponents to compete against now. You know, it offers different. You know, like okay, now I get to pull this person. You know, now that I drop the weight, or I'm gonna go up a class. Oh, okay, now I can sink my teeth into this person. So it does offer that kind of stuff. So, yeah. Yes, 154. Okay, right around the corner. So I'm assuming 154 is where you're going to stay at. So we should be seeing you come 2025, 154 class. Let's go. Right? That's Lucky. I'm assuming she's saying yes. So
I think she's in the round robin. She's in the round robin left.
She is. She's in the round robin in the lower weight class. Yeah.
Oh, in Kentucky?
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. See, Now we know one person. That is also left hand also.
Yes.
Okay. So now we know two people at least. You know, so if we can get Scarlett and Katie Marie and the rest of the ladies, is that an invite only, or how does that work?
As far as I know, it's invite.
Oh, okay. Is that who's putting that one on?
I think it's beast mode. Arm wrestling, I think.
So I think Lorraine and Beast Mode kind of went.
No, yeah, it's like Tessa and Chris Griffith or something like that. No, not Chris. Somebody, I don't know. Last name Griffith. I don't remember.
So Lucky says yes, Scarlett's in it. And so for this point, this is what I would mean. Perfect example. I'm glad you brought that up, Lucky, because now would be a good time for some of the other ladies around the other states to come to that one. So now Lucky's not pulling the same person she always pulls, right? That goes back to what we talked about earlier in the show. So hopefully that works out. We'll find out sooner than later. But we've been on for an hour and 10 minutes. You know, my wife came home about an hour ago, so I'm going to go have some dinner with her and chit-chat with her. I know you got to get going, Katie, because you're going to Utah. Liz, just a hop, skip, and jump for Texas. You know, good luck to both of y'all at your events this weekend. And like I said before, please don't get hurt, because if you do, I'm hunting both y'all down. I'm going to fucking choke the hell out of y'all, because I want to see this match on December 7th. Friday night, by the way. Friday night. So I guess December 6th, right? Okay. So got that Friday night. Yes, Liz, Friday night. Yes. 7 o'clock. Yes. Second match on the card. Yes. Since I didn't fucking know. Since I didn't know.
As far as I know, but check with Tim before you say that Katie says blah, blah, blah.
No. You sat there and said you knew. So hey, I'm holding you to it. And just so we're clear, Lucky says there'll be 12 in the 155 and 10 in the 154 class. So there you go. So 155 and over, you got 10 ladies. You're one of them, Katie. 154, you got 10 with 2 on hold. So I want to know what's going on with that. And that's when? February. When is that?
April 26th in Kentucky.
April 26th? That's the same day as Knuckles Up 6. All right. Ladies, I want you to really, really be safe this weekend. You guys' tournaments. Pull hard, but be safe. You know, because I'm waiting to see this match in December. I'll see you guys. Give Katie a big hug. Give Liz a big hug. Wish you guys both for luck, and then let's get after it. But thank you for taking time out to join me on the show so we can talk about that and some other stuff too. I appreciate that. Ladies, thank you very much.
Thanks, Jody.
Thank you.
Yeah, have a good night.
Everybody, thanks for watching the show. We'll talk to y'all soon. Take care.